And on top, write the word prime numbers. Prime numbers. And then do this one. Then if you list the numbers 1 through 10 on your paper, that would be a great help here. Now, if I asked you to give all the factors, in other words, what numbers times what number give you these numbers? What times what gives you 1? Yeah, it only has 1, right? You can't get any more than that. How about 2? It's 1 times. That's the only way to get 2, correct?
Yes.
What times what will give you 3?
1.
1 and 3. What times what will give you 4?
2.
Yeah. And remember, when you write down factors, I strongly encourage you. Some of you don't do this, and it really, really, really kind of hurts you in the end. 1 times 4 is 4, as is 2 times 2. So 4 has 3 factors. What times what gives you 5? 1 and 5. 6, you have 1 times 6 and 2 times 3, right? 7 is just 1 times 7. 8 has a few factors, 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. 9 is 1 times 9, I guess it's just 3. And then 10 is 1 times 10 and 2 times 5. Now the question you're asking is, what does all this have to do with prime numbers?
What does this have to do with prime numbers?
Well, the definition of a prime number is this, and we need to write this somewhere here. A prime number has 2 and emphasize only 2 factors. Exclamation point. A prime number has 2 and only 2 factors. So if you look at the list that we put down here, you just look for find the numbers that have only 2 factors. 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number. Nope, 9 has 3, and 10 has 4. So those are the first 4 prime numbers. Now a lot of times people get confused and think 1 is a prime number. It is not, because you have to have 2 prime numbers, exactly 2 factors. Exactly 2 factors for a prime number. Make sure you kind of note that 1 is not prime. Now this is usually the way this is the mathematical way we say prime numbers. Really, the way that most kids think about it is a prime number is any number that cannot be divided by another number besides 1. And for example, we don't want to have to make a list of all these things here. Let's say I have the number 17. And if I ask you, is 17 prime? You have to think about, and this goes back to how well you know your multiplication tables. You know, is there any number besides 1 and 17 that you could divide 17 by and get an even number? Can you cut 17 into any other kind of groups? No. 17, the only factors of 17 are 1 and 17. So 17 is a prime number. Now, what about 19? Is there anything times something that gives you 19? No, just 1 and 19. What about 15?
Yeah.
You can divide 3 and 5 into 15, right? So 15 is not a prime number because you can divide 15 by 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Now there are some helpful little hints here. What about the number 24? What times what gives you 24? 6 times 4, 2 times 12, 3 times 8. What about 30? Is 30 a prime number?
No,
Why, James?
because
5 times 6. What about 34? Because what times what is 34? How about 2 times 17, which you wouldn't know. But there's a helpful little hint here. Write this little fact out. This is like prime number trivia. Emphasize this one here. 2 is the only even prime number. Can anybody tell me why? Why would 2 be the only even prime number? 100 is not prime. 6,722 is not a prime number. Guaranteed. Why is 2 the only even prime number? David Ulrich?
Because every even number is always divisible by 2.
Yeah, because you can cut any even number in half. That means 2 is a factor of every even number, except for the number 2, which is 1 times 2. If I had 5,624, I can take 2, I can always cut that in half and I'll get what? 2, 4, 16, 8, 1, 2. 2 times 2,812 gives me 5,600. It doesn't matter. You can cut any even number in half. So anytime you have an even number other than 2, it's not going to be prime. Got that?
Yeah.
And you always have to be very careful with numbers like 21. A lot of times people think since all even numbers are not prime, that all odd numbers are prime, but that's not the case because what times what gives you 21? 3 times 7. So you have to be careful with when you multiply things by 3 because you will get an odd number there. Now I need you to take out another blank piece of paper. If we talk about prime numbers, we have to also talk about what we call composite numbers. Maybe you can guess what a composite number is. Sam?
Number that's not a prime number.
Very good, yes. A composite number are, actually the technical definition is numbers that have more than 2 factors. Or, for the most part, there is an exception here. All numbers that are not prime are composite. Except for, anybody know?
Only 1.
Right. Except for number 1. 1 is neither prime nor composite. So if we went back to our list that we showed before, if we were looking at the first few composite numbers, the first composite number we run across is 4, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4. And then we have 6. Right, we have 5. Wait, yeah, 6 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 12 because 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 4, 3 times 3. Any number that is not prime is going to be composite. The number 35, would that be prime or would that be composite? Who says composite? Who says prime? Just have to think. What times what is 35? 5 times 7. So the factors of 35 are 1, 5, 7, and 35. 5 is a composite number. Has more than 2 factors. How about the number, I don't know, 33? Prime or composite? Why composite, David?
Because 3 times 11.
Right. The factors of 33 are 1, 3, 11. 3 times 11 is 33, and 33. So it definitely is also composite. What about 27? Prime or composite? Why is it composite? Because
3 times 9.
you have 1, 3, 9, 27. What about 29? Who says prime? Who says composite? Wait, there's only 2 people that raised their hand in the whole class? 29 is a prime number. There are no other numbers that go into 29 besides 1 and 29. Besides 1 and 29. I think, boys and girls, that'll get us. We're already on lesson number 80, children.